If you own an EF mount camera, then the Zeiss ZE Distagon 28mm F2 and Canon EF 28mm F2.8 are two natural choices for a wide-angle lens. They're both fairly new and offer different features based on what your needs are. Let's see how the two match up. The Zeiss ZE Distagon 28mm F2 is gigantic compared to the Canon EF 28mm F2.8. The Distagon is also extremely heavy, being made almost entirely from metal and glass. It's an extremely solid lens with no loose parts on the outer barrel. The EF 28mm, however, is much lighter and made almost entirely from plastic. This lens doesn't feel as solid, especially around the focus ring, which makes it less than ideal for manual focus pulls. That's where the major difference lies in between the makeup of these two lenses. The Zeiss ZE Distagon was made in the same vein as many of its vintage predecessors. The manual focus ring is extremely smooth with enough drag to make clean focus adjustments. The Canon EF, however, operates much differently. It uses both image stabilization and a fast autofocus system to shoot stunning photographs in the blink of an eye. Despite these differences, both lenses use an electronic connection to communicate with your camera. For the Zeiss lens, this connection simply adjusts the aperture within the lens itself, while the electronic connection for the EF 28mm helps control the aperture, autofocus, and image stabilization of the lens. If you plan to use these lenses with any other camera mount, then you'll need to buy an expensive adapter, which provides a bridge for this connection to take place. If you're planning to use the Zeiss Distagon purely to shoot video, then I'd suggest you look at the Zeiss Distagon ZF 28mm f2.8, which is a Nikon mount lens and has a manual aperture adjustment. When it comes to color rendition and image quality, it's hard to differentiate between the two. Ideally, the Zeiss Distagon would have performed far better than the Canon EF, simply due to the fact that it costs twice as much. To the naked eye, though, there doesn't seem to be much of a difference between the two lenses. If anything, I'd say the Zeiss does a wonderful job of producing pleasing contrast, which helps make the images pop a little more. Its near circular aperture also creates a very pleasing bokeh, which may blend a little better than the Canon EF. Every environment produces different results though, and the EF still performs on par with the Zeiss 28mm. Personally, I don't see enough of a difference to choose the Zeiss lens over the Canon EF based on image quality alone. As a cinematographer, I'd choose the Zeiss Distagon for its superior build quality, but that's just about it. The Canon EF 28mm produces fantastic images and offers additional features at a much more attractive price. Click on the links provided to learn more about these lenses. Product links are included in the description below. And as always, feel free to subscribe and visit filmformat.com for more filmmaking reviews and tutorials from yours truly. Thanks for watching.